But when Allah sent the Messiah the first time, remember, as a boy, his mother had to take him out of the Holy Land. And for many years he disappeared. The Egyptians say he was in Egypt. I don't know. But when he came back as an adult to proclaim that I am indeed the Messiah, he came back in front of his cousin Nabi Yahya alayhi salam, John the Baptist. Nabi Yahya alayhi salam, when he saw Nabi Isa alayhi salam, he said, here he is, this is the man you've been waiting for, this is the Messiah. This was the divine wisdom to demonstrate positive identification. We don't have to wait on CNN to say, this is the Messiah. Or Al Jazeera. Huh? No. Allah appointed someone who would identify the Messiah and who would say, this is the Messiah. And he was Nabi Yahya alayhi salam. Now we can begin our lecture. When Nabi Isa alayhi salam is to return, history repeats itself. Allah appoints someone who will perform the same function as Nabi Yahya alayhi salam. When Nabi Isa alayhi salam returned to the Holy Land, he went to that person, Nabi Yahya. He went in front of him. And Nabi Yahya said, this is him, this is the Messiah. Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam said that when Nabi Isa alayhi salam is to return, he will come down with his hands resting on the wings of two angels. Angels? They don't teach this subject in university, do they? Huh? No. And he's going to come down in a masjid in Damascus. In Damascus. And inside of that masjid will be a man appointed by Allah to perform the same function that Nabi Yahya alayhi salam performed. Who is that man? Now we go to Sahih Bukhari. I had to follow this logical sequence because of two men. One is Ibn Khaldoun and the other is Dr. Muhammad Iqbal. One of the reasons why Ibn Khaldoun is so very famous is in the Western world, oh my gosh, they raise him to a very high pedestal. Why? I'll tell you why. Because Ibn Khaldoun said that all the hadith pertaining to that man were forgeries, fabricated. And Muhammad Iqbal followed in the footsteps of Ibn Khaldoun and declared that all the hadith pertaining to that man are forgeries, fabricated. And as a consequence, generations of Islamic scholarship were misguided. Who is that man that Ibn Khaldoun dismissed? Who is that man that Dr. Muhammad Iqbal dismissed. Sahih Bukhari. And Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam said, Kayfa antum? How will you be at that time? إِذَا نَزَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ نُمَرْيَمْ, when the son of Mary, Maryam, will descend amongst you. Nabi Isa alayhi salam. وَإِمَامُكُمْ مِنْكُمْ وَإِمَامُكُمْ مِنْكُمْ. And at that time your imam would be from within your own ranks. Who is that imam who is to come in Akhirul Zaman? This is not any ordinary imam. This is an imam who is to come at the time of Nabi Isa alayhi salam, and therefore an imam of Akhirul Zaman. Who is the imam of Akhirul Zaman? All that you have to do is to leave Sahih Bukhari and go to Sahih Muslim. And Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam identifies him by title, not by name, that he is Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. So Nabi Isa alayhi salam will come down in Masjid of Damascus, and Imam al-Mahdi would be in the masjid. In fact, there is another hadith that the believers were preparing to perform salat, and their imam is of course Imam al-Mahdi. And at that time Nabi Isa alayhi salam will come down, and we have a more accurate description of him that the Vatican could ever give. We have it. The clothes he'll be wearing, the color of the clothes, the hair on his head, how it would appear to be wet with driplets of water falling when in fact it is not wet. This minute description we have. What are we doing with it? Apart from eating roti canai and drinking teh tarik. What are we doing with this knowledge? Huh? What are we doing with this knowledge? It is an embarrassment, really. It is an embarrassment that we have this wealth of knowledge that we should be using to invite mankind to Islam. But no, we prefer to get a degree in London, in Oxford, in Cambridge, in the Sorbonne, in Harvard and in Yale, and in MIT in Boston. Who wants to study Islam? Who wants to study Quran and Hadith? Who wants to preach Islam? No. It's more profitable to do a degree in business management. Yes, that's the pity of the state in which we are. The best of our sons and daughters go abroad, and those who cannot find a place abroad stay to the best universities at home, and those who don't have anywhere else to go, they go and study Islam. I don't know if this is true of Brunei, but I know that this is certainly true of Pakistan. Oh yeah, and many other parts of the world of Islam. So we have this description of what is to occur at that time. When Nabi Isa alayhi salam comes down, Imam al-Mahdi would see him and recognize him and would announce, this is the son of Maryam alayhi salam. This is Nabi Isa alayhi salam. And so positive identification is repeated. Ibn Khaldoun didn't think about that. Dr. Muhammad Iqbal did not think about that. We do not disrespect these great scholars, not at all. We show profound respect for men of great scholarship. But if Imran Hosein makes a mistake, shame on you if you do not correct me. Shame on you if you do not correct me. Yes. And if you correct me when I make a mistake, I pray that Allah may bless you. You do no disrespect to me. No. If I make a mistake. And so similarly, if Ibn Khaldoun has made a mistake, and if Dr. Muhammad Iqbal has made a mistake, in fact, a mountain of a mistake, and we correct them, and we do it respectfully, yes, we do nothing wrong. Nabi Isa alayhi salam is invited. You lead the salat. He declines. You are the imam, you lead the salat. And so the imam leads the salat. And Nabi Isa alayhi salam performs salat in accordance with the Sharia which came down to Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam.